Hello, everyone. So I'm here to talk about my vertical alignment lesson plan. So for me, I'm in the visual arts, and the standard that I wanted to focus on in connection to visual arts would be it's a fifth grade standard, and it says engage in the creative process to generate and visualize ideas by using subject matter and symbols to communicate meaning. Now, I wanted to connect that. My interdisciplinary standard is connected to science. And the science standard is obtain, evaluate, and communicate information showing that some characteristics of organisms are inherited and other characteristics are acquired. So, I actually found a project that would be perfect to connect those two, and it's a hide and seek, the art of camouflage. So, with this project, students will learn how animals can camouflage themselves within their environment. Students discover the process of wax resistance. They will add texture using salt and watercolor, and they will create mixed media work about an animal that uses camouflage in their, as their defense mechanism. So I just felt like it would be a great project, especially in terms of them designing a background that is matched and really camouflages their animals. So let me look at this. So in terms of, give me one second, getting my pages together here. So. This can be used to extend learning because it connects the standards and it will be beneficial for students because it would allow them to create a visual representation of the animals as well as showing how their camouflage abilities really like makes them blend in with their environment. I do believe that the vertical alignment strategy should be used in PLCs. This is because I feel like it creates consistency within the curriculum. I also feel like it helps to address the learning gaps that students may have once they begin a unit, because it's inevitable. And it's really just up to the teacher to identify that, say, okay, this worked, this didn't work. I gotta really focus on this. I can back up on teaching this. And especially if we're going to be using these interdisciplinary standards and really connecting the two, then that basis of understanding is essential. Because if I try to do a project with you, but you really don't even understand how camouflage within animals works, then it's kind of like pointless. So that kind of leads into my next thing is like any concerns that I would have. My only concern would just be like, hey, really talking to the teacher, what are some things that they were struggling with within the classroom as you guys are learning this? So that as I'm teaching it, my project, I can say, hey guys, let's look at this piece of this information about these animals and their ability to have camouflage. I was speaking to your teacher. These are some things that they told me that you had a hard time understanding. Let me show you a visual representation of that. Let me show you how it connects to the project that we're about to do now. So really just really speaking with the teacher, collaborating with the teacher, and just being on the same page about what needs to be worked on to further the student's understanding of the concepts. How would you address assessment? I would address assessment by having the students add this project to their yearly portfolio. I've been using a portfolio. This is going to be now year three, and it just number one in terms of organization is great. And also I love the fact that at the end of the year when we choose those like pieces that's going to be graded for your final grade and they're like, oh, I remember this, I did this, oh my God, like they have like a real sense of ownership over it. While reading Popham, he said one of the key ingredients to a classroom portfolio is to collect and store work samples. Also, it is important to have students decide with the teacher what's going to be collected. And that kind of gives them a sense of ownership over their work. And it's not just like, oh yeah, I did this and it's going to get graded. Now they're like, no, I want this piece. I want this piece. So it's really amazing. I love that strategy. So some meaningful experiences that could come out of this like project and this connection with the visual arts and science. is just that collaborative learning piece, you know? For example, when the students finish their projects, I would have them present their projects and talk about like, what is the animal that you chose? Why did you choose to design your backgrounds to camouflage that animal? What was your thinking? What inspired you? And what did you learn about just the unit in general? What did you learn about the animal's ability to camouflage? What did you learn about how to be creative in designing your backgrounds or designing your artwork? So really just having them have a sense of ownership over their artwork and also the confidence to say to their peers, "Hey, I did this because of this. Hey, I learned this," and be confident in their work. So just want to say thank you guys so much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in class.